Okay, in 6-9, we're going to straight out multiply decimals now. We'll use that same estimation strategy, but it's just going to be used a little bit differently, I guess you could say. So we're going to start off here anyways with just some new things. 4 times 10 to the power of 2. Remember, 2 places to the right, so you add 2 zeros with this one. In dividing, though, remember you move to the right. In dividing, you move to the left. So you always got to imagine that there is that one little decimal that's sitting right here, and it basically is going to move to the right 2 spots, 1, 2. So this one would end up being just 9. So just remember how we can do those sorts of things. So Tori has 8 blocks. Each block is 1.2 centimeters high. If Tori stacks the blocks, what will the height of the stack be? When you think about this, one way that you can do it is take 1.2 plus 1.2 plus 1.2 and do that 8 times. Obviously, that's what you don't want to do. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about this whole idea of multiplying. So 1.2 times 8. Thinking about this, you know that if you rounded this, you would have 8 times 1. When you round this single digit stuff like this, and if it's you can leave it just the way it is. You don't have to round that up to 10. This would be 1. So 8, if I rounded it, would be 1 times 8 equals 8. So you know that your answer should be close to 8. Somewhere around there. So if you want to multiply this out now, what you simply do, drop the decimal. So now get the decimal out, and you basically will say, what is 12 times 8? So 8 times 2 is 16, carry the 1, 8 times 1 is 1, you got 9. So 96 is 12 times 8. But remember, you got to think back, I had a decimal here. So like we did in lesson 6-8, you're just going to think, where should I put my decimal then for this problem? It would go right in between these two right here. So that's how you would multiply. One way you can multiply decimals. The other way that you can go about this, if you take 1.2 and you simply times it by 8, 8 times 2 is 16, carry the 1, 8 times 1 is 8, or 8 plus 1 is 9. You know that you have one spot right now behind the decimal, so you should have one number behind your decimal in your answer. So that would work too. It's another way that you can do this kind of a problem. You do a little bit more work with this here. So solve the problem at the top of journal page 219. So you go to page 219 in your journal. We're going to go back. Let's go back here a little bit. I'm going to do a couple more examples here before we get into that. So let's do another one. 6.8 times 2.1. So again, let's take a look at this. You know that 6.8 is going to be, if you rounded it, it would be close to 7. 2.1, rounded it, would be close to 2. What is 7 times 2 is 14. So you know whatever you get for your answer, right down here, that should be close to 14. So let's now take and drop those decimals off and do 68 times 21. 8 times 1 is 8, 6 times 1 is 6, bring a 0 in, 8 times 2 is 16, 6 times 2 is 12, 13. Oh, so we have 8, 12, 4, 1. Okay, so when we look back at this guy here, where would you want to put, if you know your answer is going to be, or supposed to be, close to 14, where would you put the decimal here? Right in between those guys. So that's how you would do that type of problem when you're looking at these multiplying decimals. So that's what you're going to basically be doing at the top of page 219. We did that guy already, so let's go to the next one. Hopefully that's there. That guy already. Okay, So here's what you're going to do. So the first step is to make an estimate. So what would you think your estimation could be here? So I was looking at this. Where would this one be close to? You could say it's close to 75. This is close to 10. So your estimation, you know, would be 750 would be where you would kind of think that answer is going to end up being at. So now you have to work through and get that answer. So drop the decimals. It's 761 times 96. 6, 36, 42, 45. Bring a 0. That would be 9. 54. Don't want to do that guy. Put my eraser up here. Put a spot on. So that would be 49 times 54. 5, that would be 63, 68. 6, 15. That would be 10, 13, and that would be 7. So I have 7, 3, 0, 5, 6. You know your answer should be close to 750. Where would that decimal go? It would be right in between the 3 and the 0 because you want your answers here to be pretty close to each other. So again, that's how you're going to multiply decimals. It's the easiest way that you can come up with right now. Eventually, as you get more familiar with multiplying decimals, you'll be able to fly through this a little bit more. So be sure if you have any questions that you ask.